dealt with conspiracy theories surrounding the birth of their children.
Did Meghan Markle use a surrogate? That's been something posited literally for well over 3 years.
Prince Harry isn't dodging it anymore. After months of stiff smiles, tight-lipped appearances, and perfectly polished answers, he finally spoke about Meghan in a way that didn't sound like a press release. And the second that clip hit the internet, everything changed. People aren't treating it like a normal comment from a royal, they're treating it like a crack in the story. Because this time, it wasn't smooth, it wasn't rehearsed, it wasn't that usual "we're doing fine, thanks so much" tone. It sounded personal, and honestly, it sounded a little painful. What's got everyone obsessed isn't just what Harry said, it's
to be challenged. If Meghan was not legally the mother, their status changes under succession rules.
how he said it. The pause before he answered, the way his eyes dropped for just a second, the sigh buried in the middle of his sentence, the way he chose his words like every single one might explode in his hands. Some people heard love and exhaustion, others heard regret and distance, but almost everyone is saying the same thing. That didn't sound like a man reading from a script. It sounded like something that's been building inside him for a long time, finally slipping out. To understand why this one moment is blowing up the way it is, you have to look at the pressure cooker Harry and Meghan have been living in. This isn't just normal royal coverage. This is a 24/7 industry built on their names. Headlines, documentaries, podcasts, TikToks, reaction videos, body language experts, anonymous insiders, think pieces from people who have never even been in the same room as them. Every outfit, every expression, every timeline is turned into content. Supporters say they're being hunted and harassed. Critics say they invited this by monetizing their story.
Everything. This isn't just Candace talking. This time, an insider from inside Portland Hospital.
But either way, the result is the same. A couple under constant, relentless scrutiny. In that environment, the internet did what it always does. It built theories. Some of them are just opinions. Some are wild conspiracy stories. People zoom in on photos, compare dates, obsess over bumps, hospital statements, old interviews, and tiny inconsistencies. Out of that, entire narratives get invented. Narratives that are not proven, that have never been confirmed, that live purely in the world of speculation and gossip. But people cling to them like they're fact. And Harry knows that. He knows that when he opens his mouth now, he's not just talking to a reporter. He's talking to millions of people who already decided what they believe about him and his wife before he even answers. That's what makes this new moment so intense.
That situation, because it doesn't look real to me. There's so much that's missing from this.
Came directly from their father, Thomas Markle. According to Samantha, Thomas told her that Meghan picked up her.
He was asked again about his life with Meghan, about their choices, their path, their family. And for a second, it looked like he'd give the usual safe reply. He could have said, "We're happy, we're focused on our family, we're moving forward, clean."
In pregnancy, the idea of her moving like that would have been impossible. She just couldn't have done it. So, she was pale, she was
neutral, forgettable. But instead, there was that beat of silence. Then he spoke about pressure, about mistakes, about things that got lost along the way. He didn't blame Meghan. He didn't attack his family. He didn't confess to anything dramatic. Yet it sounded like a man who feels the weight of every decision he's made and knows there's no easy way back. The internet pounced. The clip was trimmed, slowed down, and reposted thousands of times. Some people called it the first honest moment they've seen from him in years. Others said it's the clearest sign yet that something is deeply wrong behind closed doors. His supporters heard a man protecting his wife against a world that won't leave her alone. His critics heard a man finally cracking under the strain of the life he chose. And on the far edges of social media, the speculation went even further, dragging in every old rumour and conspiracy they could find. Even though none of those claims have been substantiated. It didn't matter. The clip became fuel. This is the trap Harry is in now. When he talks about wanting to protect his family, people ask, protect them from what? When he speaks about trauma and mental health, some believe him and others say he's playing a victim.
Is emotional, like it's some cute personality trait, like he's just a soft-hearted prince who cries at
the truth about her pregnancies and whether Meghan ever carried Archie or Lilibet at all.
When he shows emotion, one side praises his vulnerability, the other calls it manipulation. The same sentence gets turned into 3 different stories depending on who's listening. And that's what makes this moment feel so heartbreaking. You're watching someone who tried to escape one machine, only to become the centre of another one that's even more aggressive and less controlled. Meanwhile, Meghan has gone quiet. For someone who once seemed to be everywhere, interviews, speeches, podcasts, glossy photos, the silence is noticeable. No new tell-all interviews, no big staged sit-downs, no carefully timed response to the noise. Her fans say she's finally stepping back, protecting her peace, focusing on her children. Her critics insist this is strategic silence, that she's waiting for the storm to pass. In between, the conspiracy crowd insists the silence means something big is coming. They don't have proof. They don't need it. A man who grew up
joking that he bought the bump online. It was theatrical, yes, but the message behind it was unmistakable.
knowing that his childhood pain would be replayed forever. A man who tried to build a new life around love and freedom, and now finds himself standing on a cliff edge where every move is questioned by millions. You don't have to agree with his choices. You don't have to like Meghan. You don't have to be Team Sussex or Team Palace. But you can hear in that small, shaky moment a person who sounds exhausted by the weight of his own story. What happens next is anyone's guess.
At the heart of the matter is the question of transparency and tradition within the royal family.
Maybe Meghan stays silent. Maybe Harry retreats even more. Maybe someone else steps forward with a new interview, new angle, new version. Or maybe nothing dramatic happens at all. Maybe the real ending isn't a bombshell reveal. It's a slow, quiet fade out as people finally get tired of picking their lives apart.
Medical records, billing statements, and legal contracts obtained through a confidential source at Santa Barbara.
But right now, in this moment, that doesn't feel close. Right now, it feels like the temperature is rising, not dropping. Because this latest moment from Harry isn't being treated like just another royal soundbite. It's being treated like a warning, a signal, a tiny break in the mask that suggests he knows something the rest of us don't. For some, it's proof that the love story is cracking. For others, it's proof that the pressure is breaking him down.
It looks like the House of Windsor is finally feeling the heat. Word on the street, and not just any street.
For many, it's simply confirmation that behind the headlines and the theories, there is a person who looks like he's struggling to carry everything he put on his own shoulders. So here we are, a woman who has chosen silence, a man who finally sounds like he's struggling to keep it all together, and an internet that refuses to let either of them simply live.
The curated Instagram aesthetics, the carefully staged appearances, everything is cracking, and this time there's nowhere left to hide.
Details about the late Queen's hatred of Meghan Markle and how Palace...
Whether you see Harry as a hero, a fool, a victim, or an architect of his own chaos, one thing is hard to deny after this clip. Something has shifted. The fairy tale tone is gone. The PR polish is cracked.
She says people inside the palace have contacted her privately for years, begging her to expose the truth the crown refuses to clarify.
And in that tiny space between the question and his answer, between the sigh and the sentence, you can feel the whole story bending under its own weight.